We'll start off with some core work. Let's start off on our backs, and then we'll do a little bit of flow and just see how it goes. Come onto your back. Walk the feet in. So the feet are on the ground, knees are bent, legs are about hip distance apart. Keep the chin tucked so the back of the head is on the mat, so you don't want to open the throat too much. So you might need to use a cushion or something. And just rest one hand on your belly, one hand on the chest. Eyes closed to begin with. And just bring your focus to the breath, starting to take longer, deeper breaths. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. As you inhale, you can feel the belly rise and the chest expand. As you exhale, chest contracts, the belly sinks. Each inhale, trying to pull in a little bit more air, trying to get a little deeper breath, a little longer breath. So let both legs come in towards you. There's a gap between the knees, so the legs are still hip distance apart. We take the hands, palm of the hands either side of the legs, a little bit of isometric work here, and we're trying to squeeze those legs together, using as much strength as you can. And you're breathing, you're not holding the breath. We make fists, and we bring the fists inside the legs, just high up the thigh, or close to the knee actually, and we try and separate the legs. Feel those arms working. And then we take the back of the legs, this time we're trying to pull the legs in closer. As you pull the legs in, you're trying to keep the tailbone nice and close to the ground. You're breathing. And then finally, last one of this, palms on the front of the thighs, and we're really pushing those legs away, trying to push them away. A lot of core work on this one. You can feel those core muscles working. And then we bring both feet to the ground. We bring the left leg up to the ceiling, holding onto the back of the leg, point and flex the foot a few times. Giving the feet a bit of a tension here. And we just rotate the foot in one direction. We rotate in the other direction. And then we switch. Holding onto the back of the other leg, point and flex. And then rotate. Other direction. And then take a full body stretch, extending legs and bringing the arms over the head, trying to get as much length as you can. So just make sure you're in one straight line. Try and get the big toes in line with each other. Pulling the hips away from the feet, pulling the back away from the hips, lengthen the back of the neck. And the arms are framing the face. Nice straight line here. Trying to get a little bit of traction. Breathe. And then we walk the feet in again. Knees come in. Hold onto the back of the legs, lift the head up, and we're rocking backwards and forwards. And finally coming into boat. And you can keep hold of the legs if you want, or you can just bring the arms up either side of the legs, and you can straighten the legs a little bit, trying to keep the back as neutral as you can, and breathe. Feet come in, onto your hands and knees. Cat-cow, inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin. Inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. Hang out in cow pose, belly down, head up. Grab the mat, keep grabbing the mat with the hands, trying to pull the hands towards the legs, working that core again. And into neutral. So a little bit of dynamic work here, which we've been doing last couple of weeks, is we bring one leg up, opposite arm comes up, and we switch. Try not to bring that one hip higher than the other hip. Try and keep the hips nice and even to the ground. But this is going to strengthen the core. It's working the glutes, core muscles, the back. And we're moving with the breath. Reaching with the hand in front of you and the leg behind you. 2 or 3 more. And then hold. Doesn't matter which side, but just one arm, opposite leg. Trying to keep the back nice and neutral. Breathe. And we switch. And then into puppy dog. So puppy dog, hips are directly over the knees, extending the arms forward, bringing the head towards the ground, pulling the armpits towards the ground. Nice stretch across the arms and the back. And don't forget, you can always do puppy dog instead of down dog if it's easier for you. Less stress on the wrists. Regular down dog, pull the hands in under the shoulders, hips up and back. Check the feet, make sure the feet are parallel, the outer edge of the feet parallel. And what I'd like you to do is just to look at the inside of the ankles and see what this, try and get even folds in the feet. So you might have to lift the inner edge of the feet off the ground a little bit. So just trying to get a little bit of evenness there, so there's no stress on the ankle. And then we're pushing the thumb, index finger into the mat. We're pulling the armpits down. We're looking between the legs. We breathe. As you exhale, you're trying to get a little bit more length. You're keeping the back neutral. Bend the knees if you have to get the back neutral. And then bring the feet nice and close so the big toes are touching. We bring the right leg up, extended down dog. And we stack the hips, getting a hip opener, bending that top knee. Trying to get the hips facing the side of the room. We then bring the knee towards the chin, the knees off the ground, and we shoot the leg over to the side, coming into star pose, opening up, looking up, and breathe. That bottom shoulder, make sure there's no stress on the shoulder. You're pulling the shoulder away from the head. You're pulling the shoulder blade in, so it's letting you turn up and facing the ceiling a little bit more. And then we bring the hand down, back into down dog. Other leg comes up, extended down dog. Hip opener, stacking the hips, bending the top knee. Breathe. And then we bring that knee forward and over to the side. So I'm trying to line the foot up with the hands. I'm pulling that lower shoulder in and then opening up and breathe. We bring that hand down, back into down dog, and then into child's pose. Toes touching, knees apart, and just relax. Extended child's pose. Make sure the arms are extended forward, and then walk the hands over to one side, getting a little bit of stretch on one side of the back, lower back. And then over to the other side. Back to center, come back onto the hands and knees, and let's do thread the needle. So we're going to take the right arm behind the left arm. You're resting on the right arm, right side of the face, reaching with that lower arm towards the side of the room, and you're pushing the other hand into the ground, elbow up towards the ceiling. Again, we're stretching out that lower back, but we're adding a bit of a twist here. And then we switch over to the other side. Back onto our hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale as you gently fold forward. Bend the knees as you roll up. Inhaling as the arms come up. Exhale into mountain pose. So let's do a little bit of flow. I'm going to face you this time. And the flow is going to, generate a little bit of internal heat here. So we come to the front of the mat. Check out the feet. Have the big toes touching. So I've got the big toes touching, a little gap between the inner ankles. Inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We walk into plank. We bring the knees down. Elbows in as you bring the chin, chest forward and down. More forward and down, I think. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Couple of breaths. Again, check the ankles. Trying to even out those creases of the inner ankle, the inner foot. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we come up. You can come up with legs straight, back straight, or knees bent, back rounded. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, plank. Knees down, chin, chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Couple of breaths. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. Back into mountain. Inhale, one more. Sweep up, look up, feel the back bend. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands planted, plank. Knees down, chin chest forward and down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog, hold down dog. Look forward, walk forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. Hold. Interlace the hands. I'm interlacing the fingers. Index finger is reaching towards the ceiling. Get length. Inhale. Exhale to one side. So we're going to go from side to side with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Do 2 or 3 more times. Moving with the breath. And then just hold the stretch on one side. Trying to keep the shoulders in one plane. One shoulder no more forward than the other. Going a little deeper with each exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the other side and hold. Deeper with the breath. Inhale, we come all the way up. We bring the arms down. We interlace the hands. We open the chest. So I'm squeezing the shoulder blades together, pulling the shoulders down away from the ears. Trying to bring the arms a little bit further away from the back. And release. And just shake everything out. Come back to the front of the mat. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, plank. This time, if you want more challenge, you could do Chaturanga, elbows in, up dog, arms straight, hips off the ground, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're coming into warrior one. Let's hold warrior one, adding a bit more of a backward bend. And then into warrior two. Look towards the side of the room. Eagle arms. So you bring in the back hand, which is going to be your left arm, back arm, underneath the right, and we try and get the hands as close to each other as we can. All the while you're visualizing that front leg. Don't let that knee just come inward. Try and keep it midline. Regular warrior two, reverse warrior, and then we flow to the other side into plank, chaturanga, engaging that core, up dog, down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. Warrior one on the other side. Next exhale, warrior two. We look to the side of the room. Right arm under left. Eagle arms. Warrior two, reverse warrior, plank. Let's hold plank. So if you need to, you can have the knees down. If it bothers the wrist, you could do a forearm plank. Right hand to center, side plank. Variation here, nice variation, is the top foot in front of you. More challenges if you stack the feet. Don't let the hips drop. Don't hold the breath. plank, side plank, other side. And again, you can be on the forearm if you want. And you can have that top foot down in front of you, or the bottom knee down. Breathe. Regular plank, Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, child's pose. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into Trikonasana. We'll do the warrior poses and then Trikonasana. So I'm just going to move my mat again. So come to the front of the mat. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We come into plank, Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in warrior one. Hold warrior one. Swivel on the heels. So we're in warrior one in the other direction. Come into warrior two. Swivel on the heels, warrior two in the other direction. Reverse warrior, hold. Back into warrior two. Straighten that front leg. So we're reaching towards the side. So you've got that hinge, that joint at the top of the femur. So it's like you're shifting the hips in one direction and you're hinging. You're trying to keep a nice straight line. You're reaching as much as you possibly can. And then you bring the hand down and the other arm comes up. Don't let the head drop. You're looking up towards the ceiling. Think straight lines. Take that top arm behind the back, reaching for the inside of the thigh. You might not get there, but that's the intent. And we open up again. We come back up, back into Trikonasana. We're bending that front knee, we're bringing that right hand forward. I wasn't going to do this, but feels like this is a good progression into half moon. Bottom arm, leg, parallel. You flexing that top foot, trying to keep a nice straight line. Again, we're thinking straight lines. We come back into warrior two. And we swivel on the heels. Warrior two in the other direction. If you need a block, take hold of a block. Have a block handy. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Straighten that leg. Reach, reach, reach. As much as you can, reach to the side before you bring that hand down and the other arm up. Then we take the top arm behind the back towards the inside of the thigh. Half moon, we're bending that knee. We bring the hand in front to the outside of the foot. Flexing that top foot, nice straight lines. We're back into warrior two. Reverse warrior. And then we're just going to sweep that back hand And we're going to do revolved Trikonasana. So as you sweep the hand round, you're straightening the leg, and you can bring the hand inside or outside the foot, opening up to the back of the room. We unwind. We're in Warrior Two again. We swivel on the heels. And then we sweep the back hand as we straighten the front leg. Revolve Trikonasana on the other side. We come back into Warrior Two. And then we separate the legs, facing the long side of the mat, and the feet are nice and parallel, and we can bring our hands onto a block or fingertips to the ground. The fingers are directly under the shoulders. Try not to have the fingers too close to the feet. So the arms are parallel to the legs. The legs are vertical, the arms are vertical. We bend one knee as we straighten the opposite leg, and we're just going inhale up, exhale as we go over to the other side, trying to keep the outer edges of the feet pushed into the mat at all times, so you're not coming onto the inside edge of the feet. Hold one leg straight, one knee bent. Other side, 2-3 breaths this side, and then even up, bringing the right hand underneath the shoulders. You're pulling that, just like in star pose, we're pulling that shoulder away from the head, pulling the shoulder blade in, and we open up that top arm. Try and keep the top arm nicely lined up with the back, don't yank it back too much. And then you're moving the arm and the back as one unit, keeping that the shoulders nice and safe. You're breathing. And we switch. Take your time here. I always feel that, if you take your time, you're not going to sort of jerk the body too much. You're going to keep every joint, every muscle nice and safe. And you're moving that top arm, the back. It's one unit. Breathe. And then we bring the hand down. Now what we're going to do, so I'm going to walk my feet just a little bit closer and bring the hands between the feet, so the hands are shoulder width apart. Fingers are lined up with the toes, and I'm really pushing the hands into the mat, trying to get the back a little bit more neutral, and then tuck the chin and bring the top of the head closer to the ground. And then slowly come up, back onto your fingers, walking the hands forward, and then bringing the feet closer, heel toe, heel toe. And then we slowly roll up. Inhale as the arms come up, and then back into mountain. You're on the left foot. Right foot is inside the standing leg, coming into tree. The foot can be above or below the knee, but try to keep the foot inside the leg. Palms together, engaging the muscles of that standing leg. If your balance is a challenge, make sure you're next to a wall or a chair, so you can just, put your hand on something to keep your balance. Keep the shoulders relaxed, but at the same time broaden across the collarbone. And whenever you're ready, you can bring the arms up, reach up, shoulders down slightly. And you can bring the hands together if you want, or you can just keep the arms parallel, whatever feels good. This is going to strengthen that standing leg. You're starting to feel that leg working. The ankle's working, calf muscle. Becomes a little bit more challenging to keep that balance, but this is good. And then we bring the hands down, we bring the legs down, we shake everything up. If there's one yoga pose to do regularly, I think this is the one. Keep your balance as you become more mature. On the other foot, maybe it's just spread those toes of that standing foot. And then bring the second foot inside the leg. Skin on skin is good. You get a little bit more friction. We're opening the hips, we're engaging those leg muscles. We're softening the shoulders but broadening across the collarbone. No tension in the shoulders. Arms come up. Reaching up, so we're getting length here, trying to traction as well. And this should be strengthening that ankle, strengthening that leg. And as I say, if you've got a chair handy, you can bring your hand onto a chair if you need to keep your balance. And then release. Shake everything out. Extend the arms to the side. Shoulders soft again. Lines of energy through the arms. Bring the right arm under the left arm. Eagle arms. Into chair. Bring the right leg on top. Squeeze the legs together. Maybe hook the foot. Maybe, maybe not. And then I'm just going to bring the arms up. I'm leaning back and I'm going a little deeper, bending the knee a little bit more. And release. Shake out. Move the shoulders. Extend the arms to the side. Left arm under the right arm. Into chair. Left leg on top. Squeeze the legs. Maybe hook the foot. Sit lower. Arms up. Lean back. Breathe. And release. Okay, let's change this again. Come to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog, exhale down dog. Inhale the right leg up, exhale we sweep that foot through, back knee down to the ground. Now usually when I get you guys into a twist on this one, we're bringing the arms outside the leg like this. A little bit different today. We're going to bring, so if your right foot is forward, you bring in the left hand onto the inside of the foot. Then we're going to spring up the back knee and we're going to do a high lunge twist. A little bit of an easier twist. And then we bring the knee down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take hold of that back foot. So I'm reaching for the foot with both hands. And I'm going to bring that foot in a little closer. So we're getting more stretch on the front of that back thigh. And I'm trying to get the foot a little bit closer and closer. You get more and more stretch. If you want, you can just hold it with one hand. Let's do that actually. Let's bring the right hand to the outside of the front foot. And then this time we're going to just push that foot into that back hand. And then we're going to switch sides. Plank, Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, hang out in down dog a breath or two. Inhale, the left leg up, exhale, we sweep that foot through. We're in a low lunge on the other side. We bring the right hand to the inside of that front foot. Back knee comes up, we take a high lunge twist. We come out of the twist. We take hold of the back foot. And as I say, you can just take it with one hand, pulling the foot in closer, or with two hands. And you can get quite a stretch on the front of that back leg, stretching out the psoas muscles. Then we keep hold of the foot with the right hand, and the other hand can be on the floor, whatever, but this time we're trying to push that foot away. And we release, and we come back into plank, Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, and then into child's pose. Okay, let's work on the hamstrings. So hopefully you guys have got a strap handy. Come onto your back. I think I'll do it this way so the chair's not in the way of my legs. And we're going to put the strap around the right foot. And I like it around the ball of the foot, not the arch of the foot. Leg is straight. Find a stretch with the leg straight, so maybe the leg has to go further away. So whatever feels good. Then wrap the strap around your right hand, getting a nice grip. So you can just hold it with one hand if you want, or you can hold it with two hands. As the stretch gets a little easier, you can start pulling the leg in a little closer. You're working with the body, you're working with the breath, not fighting it. Don't struggle, just work with the body. Don't let it be too intense. We make sure the bottom leg is extended on the ground. Try and keep that left hip grounded as you bring that top leg over to the side. It doesn't have to go all the way down. You then turn the toes down and the heel up. We bring the leg back up and we switch hands, so you're wrapping the strap around the left hand and then we take a twist. Try and keep both shoulders nicely grounded on this one. We inhale the leg back up and we switch, bringing the strap onto the other foot, the ball of the foot. Leg straight, leg can be away from you. Wrapping the strap around that left hand. Finding a sort of easy to medium stretch and gradually going deeper with the breath. we extend the bottom leg on the ground, keeping that hip grounded, and we take the top leg over to the side. Toes down, heel up. We bring the leg back up. We take the strap with the other hand, get a good grip, wrap the strap around the hand, and then into the twist. We bring the leg back up. We put the strap to one side. Pull the knees in and we rock a little bit. And then we come into happy baby. We take hold of the big toes and we try and make a V shape with the legs, pulling the shoulders down and in. If you have to bend the knees, that's no worries. But if you can straighten the legs, that would be good. V shape. At the same time, you're trying to push that tailbone into the ground. So it's almost like you're trying to get a little gap underneath the lower back. Tailbone is on the ground, lower back maybe off the ground. We bend the knees, hold on to the back of the legs, and into boat. Second time we've done boat. See? Any easier this time, maybe? Breathe. We lower, so a few inches off the ground with the legs, supporting the head. Head is off the ground. Lower back pushed into the ground this time. You're pushing the belly into the back of the spine, pushing the belly towards the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we come all the way down. I know everyone hates that one. We take a full body stretch and just relax there for a little bit. And then come into a seated position. Bring the soles of the feet together. Ardha Chandrasana, nice hip opener. So I'm taking hold of the outer edges of the feet, and then I like to just rock, and as I'm rocking, I'm getting the feet a little bit closer. Then I stop rocking. I'm pulling those hips forward. If your knees are high, your back is rounded, you probably should be sitting on a little block or a cushion. So you know, if you're rounded like that, if this is a challenge, if you've got really tight hips. Then we're just going to flap the knees. It's like you're flapping the wings of the butterfly. This is also called butterfly pose, as you know. Become still. Keep pulling those hips forward, trying to encourage the knees towards the ground, and breathe. Close the eyes. Release. Extend the right leg on the ground. Keep that left foot inside that extended leg. Inhale as the arms come up, and you can use a strap around the foot if you want. If you've got a strap handy, you can have a strap there. Keep the back happy. Number one with the forward bends is keeping the back happy. If you're up high like this, that's fine. If you can get contact between the belly and the leg, then you can go all the way down. Don't force yourself down. If you feel anything in the back, it's just a gentle stretch. If you can come all the way down and you don't need a strap, maybe if you're right leg is extended, you can take hold of that right wrist with the left hand round the foot, and then you can come all the way down. Most of us are going to be up like this. As I say, I'd rather be up like this than... I don't like to see people down like this. There's too much pressure on the back. If you're coming all the way down, you've got to bring that belly down, keeping that back safe. Switch legs. Again, straps. Don't be afraid of using the straps. Make use of the props. You can be like this. But you're pulling, using quite a lot of arm strength. That helps you to bring those hips forward. That helps you to get the back more neutral and get more length. And then you can come down maybe. Then maybe for some of us we can get belly leg contact. Then we can come all the way down. But there's probably less of us doing that, more of us up like this. Both legs extended forward. Staff pose, Dandasana. 90 degrees between the torso and the legs. Inhale, arms up. We reach up, we try and get length before we fold forward. Again, straps if you want. A little bit of rocking, get a little bit more space in the hips. Inhale, keep hold of the feet, using the strap if you need to. Come up slightly, length, and then gently forward. Stay there. If your shoulders are good, bring the hands either side of the hips, actually slightly behind you. Lift those hips up. So it's reverse plank. And then see if you can get toes towards the ground. If this is tough, you can do tabletop. You can bring the feet in and you can lift the hips up. This is easier. But with the legs extended, you get a little bit more traction. Breathe. We come down. We're back in a seated position. And we're going to take a seated twist. So pull in the left foot. Take the other foot to the outside of the leg, or it can be inside the leg, and either hug the leg or using the arm as a leverage, coming into that twist. Keep those shoulders down. If your shoulders hunched up like this, just hug the knee. Breathe. And we come out of the twist. Now, like we do in cow face pose, you could do this in the twist, is you just keep the feet in place and you turn through 360. And we're set up for the other side. Hugging the knee or bringing the arm outside the leg is a little bit more leverage. Twisting in the other direction. And release. Come onto your hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Walk the dog, bending one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. Inhale the right leg up, extended down dog, into pigeon, raised pigeon. Tuck the toes of the back foot, try and walk that foot back a little bit. Another stretch of the psoas here, and then extended pigeon, and just relax. Come into raised pigeon. Tuck the toes of the back foot, down dog, walk the dog. Pigeon on the other side, bringing the other leg up, and then bringing that knee forward. So I'm bringing my left knee forward, I'm tucking the toes of that back foot, walking that foot back. And you're really trying to keep those hips nice and even distance to the ground. If this hip is high, you can slide something underneath it. Top of the foot on the mat, foot nicely lined up with the leg, and then extended pigeon. And take your time, relax here. We come out of pigeon, into down dog again, walking down dog, and then we bring the knees down, we roll onto our backs, come onto your back, take a full body stretch. Try and get a little bit more length. Bit of a side stretch, banana shaped. Stretching out one side of the body. And then we stretch out the other side. And then recenter and come into Shavasana and totally relax. Keeping length in the neck, palms up, shoulders soft, whole body soft, whole body getting heavy. It's almost like you're becoming one with the earth here. Keeping your focus on the breath. And whenever you're ready, You walk the feet in, roll over to one side, and gently push yourself into a seated position. If you want to stay in Shavasana a bit longer, that's just fine. Once you're in a seated position, inhale as the arms come up. Exhale, bringing the hands down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bringing the palms together, coming into Namaste.